Lately, we've been smitten by our 76ers. But should we be worried after what we saw this past weekend? What's good, you guys? I'm your man, Tony DeShields the second. You already know what it is. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe on the content. Really appreciate that. Come to find out, over 90% of you guys that are locked in on the content aren't subscribed. So make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Hit the notification bell. Really grateful for you guys being here and supporting the content. Anyway, let's hop right into it. The Philadelphia 76ers. They had a very, very interesting weekend. And I want to say this very quickly and very concisely. I'm proud of my Sixers. I'm proud of all the strides they made. I'm proud that the Philadelphia 76ers are in contention for a championship. And with great power comes great responsibility. The 76ers, prior to losing to the Miami Heat, were on a 5-game winning streak. They beat the Bucks, they beat the Timberwolves, they beat the Knicks twice, and they beat the Cavaliers. And then they lost to the Miami Heat. That Miami Heat game was very unsettling for me because we need to know how we look without James Harden without James Harden, right? And granted, we went up against the number one seed in the Miami Heat. The Miami Heat are arguably the best defense. They have the best defense in the NBA, and they showed that. They were at full strength, by the way, when we played them, and we just didn't look comfortable at all. We couldn't really get our footing. Joel Embiid was off. He couldn't really get comfortable shots. Tobias Harris looked uncomfortable. Everyone just seemed like they were stagnant and kind of stricken with paralysis. But it was the second night of a back-to-back, and we have to take that into consideration as well. The second night of a back-to-back, they had to fly from Cleveland to South Beach, Miami, in the same night. After going through a gritty game in Cleveland, a gritty Cleveland Cavaliers team, you won that game by the skin of your teeth, and then you have to travel all the way to Miami to battle a defensive juggernaut in the Miami Heat who's going to ground and pound you at the end of the day. And that's exactly what the Miami Heat did. They didn't have any high scores in that game. The highest points scored in that game was 21 points, and that came from Jimmy Butler and Tyler Herro, respectively. But the Miami Heat, they don't have any heavy hitters as far, from an offensive perspective. With all due respect to Jimmy Butler, Tyler Herro, and those boys, Jimmy Butler is not, in my opinion, he's not someone you would expect to go crazy and drop 40 on you tonight. He's not known for his scoring per se. He's more so known for his defense. He can put the ball in the hoop, and he's a clutch player. But they don't really have any dynamic offensive talent, in my opinion. That team is based off of pure defense. That team is based off of pure grit, pure animosity, and just pure toughness, right? And that's the identity they carved out. And we got put to the X in Miami. The Philadelphia 76ers struggled. But again, the second out of it back-to-back, those guys are fatigued. And what more can you expect? James Harden didn't even play in that game, as a matter of fact. James Harden was actually out due to planned hamstring recovery. That's apparently a part of his scheduling. It was a planned rest. Who knows how true that is, but I'm going to take the team's word for it. But tonight we have the Chicago Bulls, another top team in the East, and the Eastern Conference is jam-packed with talent. The Eastern Conference is jam-packed with good teams. No one's going to be an easy out. Let's just make that very clear. But this begs the question, should we be concerned about our Philadelphia 76ers? Should we be concerned that they're not as good as we think they are? Again, they ran up against a tough defense, a tough Miami team that was at full strength while we were missing our star player in James Harden, who completely changes the dynamic of our offense. Like I said, we're going to need more guys to step up in different ways. We've seen Tyrese Maxey step up. We've seen Joel Embiid do what Joel Embiid does. We need more from Tobias Harris. Tobias Harris needs to be a consistent presence on the offensive end. And at times he can be a liability defensively if he's caught on the island with a dynamic guard. And we saw that happen, especially with guys like Darius Garland. Darius Garland made Tobias Harris look very, very, very shaky on defense. But we're going to need more from guys like Tobias Harris. We're going to need more from guys like Shea Milton. We're going to need more from guys like Furkan Korkmaz. You know what I'm saying? We're going to need more from guys like Niang. We're going to need a guy like DeAndre Jordan to come in and be a presence on defense in the paint. So don't be too concerned about your Sixers. You know, these games happen. It was a tough game. It was gritty through and through. We were close in the end, but they ended up pulling away, and we just didn't have the legs to run with them after a certain point. They wore us down when we were already worn down. So I'm not going to put too much stock in this loss. We were 1-1 over the weekend. We beat the Cleveland Cavaliers, a top 5 Eastern Conference team, and we lost to the Miami Heat, who are the number 1 seed. It's okay, but here's my theory about the Miami Heat: you get a big on them, and you have them. They're not a team that's going to run you out the gym. They're going to grind you down. They're going to grind and pound you and wear you down into submission. They're not going to outscore anybody. So it's going to be important for the Philadelphia 76ers to get their offense together when you face a team like the Miami Heat, who's going to kill you on defense. They're going to wear you down. They're going to play a lot of zone, and those guys are hustlers. They scurry to the ball. And you got to be respectful of an opponent like that, regardless if they're not as dynamic offensively. If you allow yourself to fall into their trap, if you get caught playing their style of basketball, then you're as good as done. But Harden will be back tonight against the Chicago Bulls. We're going to be at full strength, and I expect to win tonight, if I'm being honest. I expect this Philadelphia 76ers team to really make it all the way. I don't see why we can't. We're talented enough. Sure, we may have questions on the bench. Guys like Shea Milton is very questionable. Furkan Korkmaz is very questionable. You know, we need to see how DeAndre Jordan fares in this offense and defense as well. You know, I would love for Isaiah Joe to get more minutes. I would love to see Niang more consistent from the 3. I would love to see Danny Green step up and be more consistent from the 3 and be a stronger presence defensively on the perimeter. So don't be emotional about your Sixers. Don't fall off a cliff. Don't jump off a cliff. You know, breathe easy. Still got a lot of games left. This game does not define us. As a matter of fact, I did a poll on YouTube. I appreciate you guys for being active in the community. You guys make this stuff worthwhile. And you guys had a lot to say about this past weekend. You know, you guys made it very clear that in 197 of you guys voted on this poll, by the way, 197. I asked you guys, does this Miami Heat loss define the Philadelphia 76ers? And 12% of you said, yes, we failed the test. 88% of you said, no, Harden was out. And that's 88% of 197 votes. So most of you guys aren't too worried, and I like that. You guys are confident. You guys understand the dynamic of the league, and it was a second night of a back-to-back. These kind of losses happen, and you get caught slipping on the road. It's okay. But we'll be all right. Looking forward to this game tonight against the Chicago Bulls. I expect us to get a W. It's going to be a back-and-forth game. Going to be a very high-scoring game. I think Lonzo Ball is back. I also believe that Zach LaVine will be back as well, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, Lonzo Ball is still out. Excuse me. Caruso is still out, and I think Zach LaVine is playing. So it's going to be a very competitive game, very high scoring. I expect DeMar DeRozan to do his thing. I expect Zach LaVine to do his thing, but I expect James Harden and Joel Embiid and Tyrese Maxey to be even better. And it's straight like that, you guys. Make sure you comment below. Let me know how you guys feel in the comment section. I love talking to you guys. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you're subscribed as well. Like I said, over 90% of you guys that are locking in on the content aren't subscribed. I don't know why. Take your shoes off. Get comfortable. I appreciate you. Sit your bag down. Get some food. Be here to stay. Get cozy with the kid. I appreciate y'all so much. Y'all take care. I'm your humble host, Tone DeShields II from Chalk It Up Sports, where no matter if we win or if we lose, we just got charges to the game. One love. Stay humble. Stay healthy. And most importantly, stay hungry.